lovelies, Larissa J here, and today I've got my husband,
How y'all doing today?
Johnson, joining us today. Again, we just celebrated our 1 year anniversary.
1 year, yeah.
And we wanted to come on here and talk about some of the things that we did to make our first year successful.
Yes.
Also, we just recorded a video on our channel, JohnsonTeam 18. So make sure that you check that video out as well. I will provide a link. I never know where it is, but I'm going to provide a link so that you can check that out. We were talking about our 1 year update, so there were some nice little nuggets in there about the first year. But today on my channel, we're going to talk about some things that we did to make sure that our first year was successful. Because it was awesome.
Yes, absolutely.
And so we figured we share some things that we did, because we do know that sometimes you hear a lot of it's going to be hard, it's going to be struggle, you're going to be fighting all the time. And I feel like that's just kind of like this, what's the word? Like this
myth.
Myth is a great word. And people go into marriage with this kind of expectation, like this is how it's supposed to be. And it doesn't have to be that way. So we're going to talk about some things that we did.
That's right.
In the last video, we talked about the video you're going to watch. In that video, we talked about how communication and being selfless were important. And so that was definitely something that we came into the marriage being prepared to serve, to give, to be selfless, and also communication, just being open and vulnerable. Yeah. We definitely focused on that a lot. You have anything to add for those?
Yeah, I think the thing is to be open about your expectations going into the marriage. That way you have an understanding of what you would like to see happen. And, you know, if there's any issues before that, you can address them accordingly. And then so once you get into the marriage, you already kind of pretty much have a blueprint for what you want.
Another thing that we did, as far as being more practical, we wrote notes, little sticky notes to each other every single day, which is super cool now that you think about it. For the whole year that we've been married, every day, like when we had, lunch. So Monday through Friday.
Pretty much.
Monday through Friday, with the exception of like holidays. Whenever we packed a lunch for that whole year of the first year of marriage, we wrote each other little notes, little sweet notes, just make it. You see how he's cheesing? He liked it.
I did.
I liked it too, because it makes you feel good. Like you know, in the middle of the day, especially if you're having a rough day at work or wherever, and you open up your lunchbox and you get a sweet note from your spouse. It's a really good feeling, especially because words of affirmation is one of our love languages. So that's awesome. So we did do that. Like I said, a little sticky note. Okay, a sticky note's not that big, but like a little sticky note. So it was really simple and brief and short, but you really make your spouse feel awesome during lunch. I think that's something that really helped. And it doesn't have to be sticky note. Like when we were recording, we did text messages and engaged. We did text messages where we sent each other something kind and loving every day. Right. I really like that.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And plan to continue in year 2.
Absolutely.
What else?
Yeah, I think, and even to go into what she was talking about, I think being romantic, keeping that fire burning, enjoying one another. I mean, I think that's a very important thing, because it's like, this is the time, once you get married, it's like, this is the time to enjoy each other, on that next level. And so I think, being creative, doing things for each other, continuing to build upon that.
Absolutely. Another thing that we did was we spent all of our spare time together and loved it.
Yes.
I don't know. I think it's just, maybe it's just us and our personality types, but I just don't get tired of him, and I want to spend every waking moment.
I love spending time with her.
You're so sweet. Obviously, you can't do that at work, but like after work, it's just our time. And so we don't spend, we didn't spend too much time like visiting these people over here and being at these people's house and going to every single event that we were invited to. We did, go to events and, hang out with friends and things like that, but it wasn't like a priority. We were the priority. So after work and like weekends and holidays and things like that, our holidays were ours. First year, we just decided that every single holiday throughout that first year, it's gonna be us.
Yeah, and I think it's a key thing to note, like for people who don't know our story, we came from 2 different states into 1 new state. So like, we're doing things our first time, and so we had the opportunity to really build too, as far as like being apart from our normal surroundings. Yeah.
We also, intimacy has to be a priority. Gotta be.
Yeah.
as often as possible.
Yeah. Absolutely.
As often as possible. Sometimes I think that one gets swept under the rug too because of your day to day and people talking about they're tired and stuff like that. Right. I don't know. For me, that's an expectation. You don't get tired. You can't say I'm not going to work because I'm tired. Like you do what you got to do because it's not necessarily for you. You want to please your spouse, and so make that a priority.
Yeah, enjoy it. You know, I mean, like. For people who don't know, like we both were virgins when we got married, and so I mean it can be a beautiful thing, you know, even if you were new to the experience, and so you know we both were new and we learned and we enjoying it.
Yep, it's a priority. Yes. What else? What else do you feel that we did that helped us be successful the first year?
I feel like communicating, just continuing to communicate. I think it is a thing, and just continuing to like build it on what we've already learned. Yeah. And just continuing to like be students of the game, so to speak, learning about marriage. I mean, continuing to just build and learn and you know, and just read and just do what it takes to keep building. But I think that the thing is not to be complacent. You have to keep building, keep that fire burning, be romantic, you know, enjoy it.
And be a student of your spouse. So, like, being committed to learning about them. It's not like, oh, we're married, I know everything about him now, and so I'm going to quit. Like, that should be a focus of like, oh, he gets frustrated when this happens, or I get frustrated and he, you know what I mean? Like, that's something that you want to pay attention to as well. Just constantly be okay with learning new things about them and having conversations. If it's something that you didn't know before, be okay with having conversations, even if they're uncomfortable conversations.
Right. Absolutely. I think the big thing is be able to talk about anything, you know. Anything that's going on, anything on your mind. You know, I mean, the thing about it is, like, with us, like, we came to a new state, and so you're just learning different things. Sometimes, you know, just learning the differences in the new state that you're in, you know, just learning those types of things. So just being able to talk about any and everything and to be a team. Like, literally, I mean, one of the things that, you know, we call ourselves is JohnsonTeam. We JohnsonTeam. And so I think it's really you working together as a team and not allowing, like what the world says or just what society says that marriage is, like just define who you are. I mean, look at what the Bible says and then put it into practice and just keep building. Don't put a ceiling on what God has not put a ceiling on.
Absolutely. You be throwing in some good nuggets, baby.
Thank you, baby.
Appreciate it.
My pleasure.
Anything else that we did in the first year? I mean, I feel like we did a lot of things, but we look out for each other. We served each other. We always try to give each other the best. For me, it's all about you. For you, it's all about me. So we both win. Yeah. Anything else?
I mean, those are the main things. We could talk like all day. I could talk to you about this woman all day. She's amazing. I mean, seriously. I mean, so romantic. You know, I feel like that's another thing as far as like on the guys. I feel like it's an expectation for guys to be romantic, and I love being romantic. But I feel like
when you're romantic.
Yeah, but I feel like the women can do it too. You know what I mean? Like, so like on her end, I mean, she just impresses me with some of her creativity with the things that she does. I'm like, man, you know, she got it going on like in so many ways, including that department too. And so I feel like that's another thing is to, you know, to just bring it in every category, because once again, this is the person you wanted to be with. This is your dream person, dream and beyond.
And they're forever.
Yes.
So you gotta make that thing be what you want it to be.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool. I think we just need to end the video now. Do you have anything to add?
Thank you for watching. Continue. If you have not already subscribed to my wife's channel, subscribe to it. Continue to watch videos. She has a great channel.
Let us know if you want to see other videos. Somebody gave me a suggestion, so we definitely will be working on that. Thank you so much. Keep them coming, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.
Bye.